Why is that so high? I'm so sorry. Okay. There we go. For some reason, that was turned up like 8 notches. I didn't do that. Someone did that. I might have done that. I apologize. How's it now? Is it okay now? Okay. Let's restart that. And we're back. Welcome back, everybody. Because I'll probably cut that part so it doesn't blow up people's eardrums when they come on Twitch later. I mean on the VODs. But yeah, let's get into it. We got Screeby with us. We got Valentara, Blue Lip, and a bunch of other peeps just hanging out with us. So thanks. Let's I don't even know what I'm gonna do yet. Let's work on the Garleans. That's probably the best part. It's time to knock those out. Well, I hope you guys are doing well. The world is it's different than the last time when we were doing this guy. So yeah, that's a thing. Hope all you guys are having a chill time regardless. Man, I gotta get those shadows out. There we go. That's my base colors that I want. Okay. If the music ends up being too low though, let me know and I'll fix it. Terraforming in Animal Crossing? Nice. Yeah, he might need a medical mask to not get sick. But luckily he's in a fantasy world for now. So he should be fine. Be good. Alright, which one is this? That's 2? No, this is 1. That's what I want. Okay. Alrighty then. Let's go ahead and start inking this bad boy. Gonna grab that red. And let's just fill. Why did you not grab the right shade of color that I wanted? That's what I'm looking for. Okay, good. It is that shade. Alright. Google, I didn't ask you for your information. I didn't ask you for anything. Oh, hey, Pat. How's it going? Are you feeling any better? Nice. It's always good to get new controllers. Let's start. I just gotta do the hard part. I gotta finish this bad boy. Got another commission that's coming up that I gotta start squeezing out time for. So this one needs to get done. It needs to be finished. It's no longer ready to, you know, just sit there and just do nothing. Plus, it's weighing on my soul. This should be in my portfolio by now. But it's such a big piece that it takes frickin' forever. All right. There we go. I'm glad you're healing well. Yeah, that stuff's no fun. Get all those reds in there. He doesn't have too much red. I guess I don't need to be too precise with some of this. Alright, he's got some red here though. In that little armband area. I guess I'll be a little messy right here and just kind of get it in. Where's all the reds? They don't have a ton on them. They got a little bit on their bootstraps too though. So right here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. School's not going to be back in session for me until next year. So hopefully my summer school classes still pan out, you know? If not, like, they did just do that stimulus thing, so that'll keep me going. If that goes through, it's like that'll be enough to handle what I need to handle. I'll still be eating a little into savings, but, you know, it won't be too bad. Everyone's strapped right now, so, you know, can't complain too much. But if that comes through, if my unemployment comes through, then yeah, I'll be sad. I'll be fine until things get back to normal. It's what has to happen. I'd rather it happen than not happen, even though it's a bit of a drag. I mean, I'd rather this whole thing had not happened, but yeah, you know, I think a lot of people wish that. But I like to focus on the, you know, the positive sides of this kind of stuff. It's too easy to get bogged down by all the negativity and the bad stuff that's happening. So I like to look towards the positive things that are happening in the world. Because there's a lot of good silver linings out there. Like getting to hang with you guys and work on this art piece. That's always a plus. Ooh. Bring that in, and then go ahead and do this. Yeah, there we go. All these Animal Crossing things I've been seeing, the memes and whatnot, really want to make me play Animal Crossing again. But at the same time, like, I gotta save money. That's not a wise decision. As much as I want to play it. As much as I want to play it, I'm like, you know what? Save your money. You've got so many other games. I finally got my 3DS to work again. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, Pat. I was talking to my mom on a video call earlier today and just kind of reiterating the same thing. It's like, you know, take this stuff seriously. It's not to be taken lightly, but at the same time, you got to look for those positives, man. It's just like regular life. Just regular life is already hard enough. To just only look at negatives, for me, I just can't do it. It gets my anxiety going. And then, you know, just get depressed. And there's enough things for me to be depressed about. So I'd rather not add that on to the stuff. But working on art, that is one thing that always brightens my mood. And I've been needing to kind of get back in a flow. Kind of took that first week really just kind of chilling out, trying to figure out financial stuff. You know, just do a lot of business stuff and wrap things up, taxes and stuff like that. And I got most of that taken care of, and I was just playing 14 for a bit just to detox and chill. Hey Jason, how's it going? Sorry guys, yeah, I haven't done an art stream in a while, so good luck with all your raiding and stuff. I didn't think about it until after I had already committed to doing this. So, in a way, I am playing Final Fantasy XIV. But, yeah, I needed to get back into my groove for art stuff. I've been neglecting that way too much. Playing way too much 14, trying to finish off those classes. I got Astro to 78 and Dancer to, like, 71 or 72. So, almost done with that. How's everything? It's pretty good, Trash Craft Fighter. I like that name. That's cool. It's going pretty chill. We're just, you know, working on these Garlean soldiers. Beating the shit out of them. You know, Azale's having a good time. He's getting his 1-4 with all these bad boys. Hey, Kaiser. But yeah, Animal Crossing, God, just seeing all those memes again reminded me why I like that franchise so much. I played the crap out of it back on the GameCube. I was obsessed with that game at the time. Let's see. God, these Garleans are such a pain. Why'd I have to put 4 of them in here? That was a mistake. It's such a mistake. Alright, get that little third eye going. And then I gotta get that. Alright. So, this color and that color. Well, kind of around there. Ooh, island's called Ishgard? Nice. That's rad as hell. Yeah, I'm not sure what I would call my island if I was to go back into Animal Crossing. But that game's such a blast. I like what all the people have been creating in terms of like cloth and armor. Well, not armor, but patterns and stuff. Some people have been replicating a lot of 14 stuff on the Reddit, and that's been fun to see. It's like, damn, kind of wanna buy Animal Crossing. Like, no, Final Fantasy VII's coming out. Your budget is limited. You don't have a lot of money. Don't be wasting on that stuff. So yeah, that's not on the cards right now, but maybe someday. All right, get that padding in there. I'm gonna have to leave that one black. Well, not black, but the darker gray, so I can have some kind of contrast with the armor. Otherwise, it just bleeds into the gloves. Yeah, get back to work before I buy a console. I know the same feeling. I was gonna buy like an iPad and get ahead and go get like an Apple Pencil and stuff like that, because I had a set of like conventions I was gonna go to, so everything was kind of, you know, I was all set. I was like, okay, cool, that'll cover it. I'll just buy that ahead of time, and I'm kind of glad I didn't, because then, you know, everything that happened. Which, in a positive way, I'm gonna get a ton of art done. I don't have to technically go into work. I'm gonna get so much art done once I get off my lazy ass and I get into a pattern. The art is gonna be flowing. Like, I'm working on some new designs for that hijinks project. So I'm taking one of my illustrations that I've done, I'm kind of adding them into it. So I'm working out their designs. I was doing that earlier as just kind of a warm up. So eventually I'll add that to like the cast of characters that I have for that project, and like these are some of them too, like Kahan and Gillahim, Medusa and Lilith. So yeah, I'm still working on that project. I need to get started. I need to get my flow going back on it again. Yeah, there's too many good games. Doom's out, Animal Crossing's out, and there's all these sales, and they're totally online. Yeah, I mean, that's awesome, Pat. Unfortunately, because I'm a substitute, like, I'm just out of work. There's unfortunately nothing that can be done with it, and my district has just been, they've just been dragging their heels. They don't know what they're doing right now. They don't know how to grade for people and stuff. It's a giant mess over at my district. So I'll be back, you know, next year when things have kind of gone back to normal-ish. But until then, yeah, I'm out of work for a while, which, you know, that's just what has to happen. It's nobody's fault. Just is what it is. All right. Let's go ahead and switch that up. There we go. I need to turn on smoothing a little bit. Whoop. There we go. We actually just, we finished our playthrough of Ori. That game is fun. They really improved on that second one. And then we just got through last night the second ending of Nier Automata. I'm hyped. I'm hyped for that. Chris is even coming around. He's starting to like the story a bit more. Nah, it's fine, Pat. Like, I have a lot in savings. You know, my family's in better straits than some people. All three of my brothers, they're all still working. They get to work remotely. So in that regard, you know, I'm happy. So they get to do that stuff. I get to focus on art. I get to work out. I'm working on my networking, trying to build all my social media accounts, stuff like that. So I'm getting stuff done. Like, I'm gonna be fine. Like, if this lasted for a year and a half, then yeah, I might be in trouble. But for now, I'm all right. I'm gonna get my next paycheck too, for that. So I'm really not too stressed about it, honestly. I'm more mad at myself that I'm not doing enough art. That I'm not just doing enough art. That's more thing. I'm beating myself up. I've got my workout routine going, but I have not been committing to art like I should. Part of it's because we blasted through Ori, and then we played a bunch of Nier, you know, so I just haven't had time. I mean, I've had time, but like, finding a flow has been hard these last couple days. So I'm hoping that after doing this, I'm gonna kind of get that. I'm gonna get that pace again. Productivity in the madness, hell yeah, Strife. That's what I gotta do. That's the only way I can keep myself sane. If I don't get back into a workflow, then I am gonna get depressed, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants depressed Sam. Let's see. I've got most of the colors. I guess I can just fudge it. Let's turn that stuff back on so I can kind of see what he looks like normal. Okay, that's better. Alright. It kind of got just Blackened eyes. I mean, yeah, I can be kind of a little bit of a perfectionist too, as well, with some of that stuff. One thing that helps me is there's a saying by Jake Parker, finished, it's like finished but not perfect or something like that. He has like a catchphrase, and that's one of the things that I kind of adopt too. At a certain point, you have to put a piece down and just be like, all right, it's done. I mean, it's not done, but it's as done as it needs to be. I kind of want to give these guys white eyes, but they don't have that in their character models, so I'll just keep it as it is. And fill in those dark spots just to give a little bit of kind of contrast to their mask shapes. Alright. Let's see. Keep working in that. They're gonna have like little silver accoutrements hanging out on these things. But I'm really liking how this piece is turning out, and like I said in the last couple streams, I'm really grateful for this kind of new inking style I figured out. It seems like I've kind of worked out all the kinks by doing this with you guys and figuring this stuff out. So thanks for hanging with me on all these streams. Like, this won't get done in this one, but I'm pretty sure we'll be done on the next one. I think this will be like a 11 part series or something like that. Because since we got almost all the shadows and stuff done, that takes out a ton of the work. And then now it's just flats and then adding trees and stuff like that. Yeah, once you get all 80s, they're no longer pulling at your time too. Yeah, that can happen as well. Yeah, tonight is kind of like the kickoff for it, Pat, just to kind of see where it's going. Oh, what's the origin of your profile picture on Twitter? The tiger and the hawk? I've just always liked tigers and hawks. And I drew that not too long ago, so it's like, yeah, that's really cool. And I also like Tigerhawk from Transformers. So if you've ever seen Beast Wars, that's where the name originates. And so then, like, that's just always been a fan favorite of mine. I still have my Beast Wars Tigerhawk Transformer sitting up above me. I just thought he was the coolest thing ever at the time. Like, he was controlling whirlwinds, and he was just, like, just destroying the Predacons. It was beautiful. Yeah, so that's the main reason where it came from. And I've always liked tigers. Mainly because I've always liked orange things, so like Tigger was a big, like, when I was growing up I really loved Tigger and tigers and all that stuff. And when it came to birds, I just always thought hawks were just really cool. I've always thought about having like an actual picture of myself, but I'm like, nah, I just kind of want my art to represent it, so that way when people see me, they think of my art first before they think of my face, so that way I guess it takes away any preconceptions that they might have. That, and I used to be really fat, so, you know, there's that too. That was probably a big part of it, more so than anything. But now I'm all into fitness and stuff. I'm doing stupid stuff like battle ropes and jump roping, which I've actually gotten better at. I can do about 20 in a row now versus 3, so it's coming along. I'm getting the hang of it. I wouldn't say I'm a pro yet, but I'm happily pleased with my progress on my jump rope skills. And as Chris pointed out, and will point out in a future episode, he's like, yeah, he can hear it with me too. He can hear my progress because he hears the vibrations throughout the house like a bat. Like a crazy person. Yeah, I don't do burpees. Mainly what I do is, luckily I've always had dumbbells because I was never a big gym guy. So I've always had like just weights in our backyard, and I just use those. Chris had battle ropes from forever ago, so I've been using those these last couple days, trying to add that into my routine. And then I bought a jump rope, and I've just been kind of using that, especially if we get to the point where I can't, you know, if I can't leave the house, that'll be my kind of cardio routine. Um, but yeah, like that and push-ups, a lot of body weight and exercises and stuff like that to kind of keep me busy. Which is cool. Like I always wanted to be better at push-ups. I like doing jump rope because it's helping me be more coordinated. So from that aspect, I'm like, all right, this is kind of cool. I'm seeing some benefits from this, which is nice. Still not good, but we in there. Nice. That sucks, Strife. Yeah, I feel you. Like I said, I have like 8 conventions for all the local libraries around where I live that hire me every year. I was super excited we're gonna make it huge this year. Like they were really stepping it up and amping up like way more than they had before, and then it just all petered out. That was a huge bummer because I love drawing for the kids and I love getting to meet them. And I've had kids year after year come up and like say hi to me, so that's always been fun. So it's a bummer, but you know, it's for public health, so they got to do it. But that's awesome. Yeah, I was telling a friend the other day because they were, you know, they want to start working out, but they're kind of intimidated by it a little bit. And I just had to remind them, like, working out is just, it's about doing small, incremental changes. It's not about doing biggest loser type stuff where you're doing radical, you know, jumping straight from I don't work out to doing burpees and battle ropes and all this other kind of stuff. It's like, whoa, slow down, take it easy. Like, you need to just start by walking and changing your diet and change just a little bit at a time, and you will start to see results, and then build it up. It's like a skill. You kind of have to work at it for a while. You can't just go straight into, I mean, you can, but you're gonna quit. Because I quit. I know how that works. Jumping rope is not that bad, but you just gotta take it slow. I felt the same way, Kaiza. I feel like the trick to it is just building up the skill to it. Because I'm not that coordinated, but that's one of the main reasons why I kind of want to get better at it. Because I'm like, alright, I'm not that well balanced. How do I improve my balance? Jumping rope is one of those things. And I found that doing it in front of a mirror or like a reflective window so you can see how you're doing it has helped a ton. So I do it in the backyard, and then we have like reflective like stuff on the windows, so it acts like a mirror. So it's made it way easier. Oh, hey, Captain Nomad. Welcome to the couch, bud. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, it took like 3 days, 2 days or something like that of only getting like 1 or 2 or getting 3 and kind of feeling out my rhythm. One thing they do say that does help, that I've done a little bit of research on, mind you, I'm no pro, but having a heavier rope. So if you are to get into it, I suggest not being like me and getting a heavy rope for your jump rope, because it'll slow it down and it's much easier, whereas I have a very light rope and it goes very fast, so I kind of have to really work on my timing and just kind of like do it repeatedly. Exactly. I mean, it's the same philosophy with art, and that's how I kind of got into working out and finally figured out how to make it work for myself. You know, people want instant results, but that's not how the world works. If you want to get something, you want to earn something, it's gonna take a while. There's really no fast way to improve a skill, and working out is a skill, which I don't think enough people talk about. It's a lot of it is mind over matter, but in general, like once you start working out in repetition and finding something that's not gonna make you hate working out. If you're doing something that makes you hate it because like it's just killing your body every single time you're going in there, that means you're working out too hard. Work out a little bit lighter, build it up, and eventually your workout routines will get to that point where it's like it's kind of decent. But my philosophy is, and it might be a bad philosophy, I don't know, but you should always be able to do a workout and then finish it and go like, okay, cool, that wasn't that bad, I can do that again tomorrow. And if you feel like you can do it again tomorrow and it's not that taxing on you, then you've got a good workout routine. If you try and keep doing a workout routine that's like, God, I have to do that again tomorrow, kill me, then it's not a good routine. I know some people have that mentality where they can push through, but most normal people, we need something that we can do repetitively, because it's better to go and walk like 1.5 miles every day than run 3 miles a day if you're not going to do the 3 miles. If you're going to only do it once during the week, that's not going to help you. But if you walk 1.5 miles each day, walking your dog, and then change your diet a little bit, that's what I did for like the first. I used to weigh like almost 300, and I'm down to like 150. So, and it's been like a 6-year journey for me to kind of get to this level of fitness. So that's always what I try and tell my friends and family. It's just, it's a long process. It's not, you're not going to be done with it in one day. You're not going to be done with, you know, a week. It's going to take, like, even if you want to lose like 20 pounds, like, you're looking at probably like 2-3 months of work. Now that's fine. The real thing is you're going to get to a point where you're like, oh cool, I actually want to go work out. Eventually your mindset will change to points like, you know, I actually kind of like that feeling. I kind of like getting that exercise. It's very cathartic. It helps you clear your head. That's why I like running occasionally. That's why I like just working out. It's a way for me to kind of just physically feel like I'm kind of working out my mind at the same time, if that makes sense. It's like, it's something I didn't believe for the longest time when people would talk about it, but it's definitely a thing. It definitely has a value to it, and everyone's got to find out what works for them in terms of working out. Some people are always going to hate running, and I don't blame them. I used to not like running, but I've gotten into it. But I also understand people that don't. My brother loves bouldering. Yeah, I'm starting to find that rhythm. I was never good at it in elementary school, so I'm just hoping, like, over time I feel like I'm gonna start getting that rhythm, start figuring out how to do it, and kind of get to that point. Because it's some ways, like, I'm trying to like find ways to alleviate my knees, because running on hard pavement has not really been doing them any favors. So in a way, I'm trying to get good enough at jump rope that I can have that be one of my days of cardio, and then have one day of running, one day of like 2 days of jump rope or something like that, and mixing the jump rope with, like, you know, push-ups and crunches and stuff like that, to kind of do a more well-rounded cardio routine. That, and it just feels like, you know, if I do 30 minutes of jump rope, it can kind of equal out to what usually takes me, like, you know, 30-40 minutes of running and stuff like that, and then I have to go on a trail and then, you know, walk up a hill and stuff like that, which I still want to keep in my routine, but I want to lessen it because my knees were starting to hurt after running like 9 miles a week. That was a little much at the time. So just trying to find some alternatives, because running is fun now. Once you're in shape and you can actually run, it's very cathartic, but getting up to that point took, like, God, 4 years or something like that before I finally got to the point where I'm like, I kind of like this. Yeah, like, I never was even good, Pat, when I was a kid. I was always too afraid to, like, do jump rope and stuff, and I was just never that coordinated. But I'll be back at it again tomorrow, and I will see if I can kind of maintain that 20. And I was getting, like, I did 20 to 25, like in that 20 to 30 range for a while. At least 4 or 5 sets of that. So that felt good. And then eventually just, you know, I'm not used to doing jump rope. So even that was like tuckering me out. I was like, oh, geez. Setting myself like to like a 10-minute limit or something like that while I'm doing it. And then adding in my other exercise routines in tandem with it. That's too light, actually. Let's do this. That's a bit. I kind of want a little bit of blue in there, though. Just a little bit. Typically, when I'm doing grays and stuff, I always like to have a little bit of color. If it's a cold-like setting or a very, you know, blue-like character, I like to make the steel just slightly like a cool gray. Similar if it's like, you know, a more warm area or a very fiery character, having kind of like a more reddish, orangish kind of gray tone to it. It's all about like just doing it ever so slightly, just enough to kind of tone it a little bit, just because pure gray is just never that great, even when I'm painting. But yeah, once these guys are done and kind of got their flats, it's really not going to be too much because there's mostly the trees and it's mostly just special effects after that, which that stuff is just fun because it's not that hard. Well, it's not that hard for me. It's not that hard for me because it's just kind of like the last bit of little playing around and stuff of that nature. So that's always fun. Okay. Gotta do some work on the belt. How would his eyes look if they were white? I have, oh. So I'm one of the most uncoordinated people. So how does that work? Dyspraxia? Is that just like, so it affects your balance? I don't think I've ever heard that. I would love to know more. I don't know anything about that. Let's go ahead and take this and go ahead and do that. Yeah, let's try and take that and just alleviate a little bit. I want those soles to be there, but I think I'm gonna have a little bit of trim on those boots. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take this. There we go. Just a little bit of highlight for that. Oh, he's got a symbol on there. I need to do that too. And then I'll have to add a little bit of black ink to that, because otherwise that's just not going to be uniform. Is that his inks? There we go. Yeah, I was never coordinated very much as a kid. I played sports, but I was never very good at them. But I think that's mostly because I didn't have the passion for it, but also I was afraid of my glasses getting busted. So, that was always a concern. I was like, my glasses are expensive, and sports are rough. They're gonna break. So I think that's one thing that always held me back from doing it. I also just didn't like the idea of getting hurt. I was like, I don't know. That looks painful. I think I'm good. I think I'll avoid that. That said, I love watching basketball, so I don't know what's wrong with me. You know what? I just gotta color that same color. Oof, I thought that was gonna happen. Alright, let's try that. And then smooth that out. Alright, there we go. Yeah. That's looking good. I think he mostly just needs a belt and some like little bits of trim, and then I can move on to the next Garlean. Oh, I gotta do his design. That's right. That's why I was avoiding it for so long. No, guys, that's cool. We're here chilling. That's literally what this stream is all about. You guys don't have to comment if you don't want to, but if you guys have questions, feel free to ask me anything. I can rant on topics for hours. So if you just want to hear me ramble, I can ramble. I'm the king of rambling. It's like part of being a teacher. It's the thing that we do. We're ramblers by nature. We just fucking go. There's a topic, we'll just keep on pulling it out. We'll just be like, I don't know, I can keep talking about it all day. And for some reason, sometimes you'll turn into like a weird Jersey accent or something. Some weird amalgamation of their things and questions. Maybe a Drew Carey impression. I don't know. You know what? I thought I wanted it to be that. I don't. I want that to just mesh. And I want to take this and make the boots like that. Okay, so it's probably best described as a disruption of their body's ability to plan movements. Oh, so something like your inner tempo is wrong. So like I'll try to move my hand to a certain position and under/overshoot, and I struggle like in movements to do things. That sucks, Val. I'm sorry you have to deal with that. I mean, that kind of goes to when I think about like silver linings. Like, I'm doing fine in my health right now. My family is doing all right so far. So it's like, you got to count your blessings where you find them, because everyone there's always someone else that's struggling in other ways. So I just like to think of the positive stuff. I mean, you gotta accept what's negative in the world. You can't ignore what's happening. But at the same time, gotta find those silver linings, all the good that people are doing, despite all the chaos. Yeah, let's get that little highlight there. I think that's enough. I don't really want too much there. Nice. There we go. Cool. He's gonna need a little bit of highlight on there. Ah, fellow teacher! Nice! What do you teach, Captain Nomad? I usually teach art, but I've been stuck as a substitute for the last year and a half. I did teach art before. So it's been actually kind of fun, though. I've got to work with a lot of different grade levels. I taught high school and middle school. But then I kind of came to, like, district policy, not district policies, but just district not wanting to promise jobs. And then I was like, I can't pursue my credentials. So I just been kind of freelancing and going back into art stuff. And bouncing back and forth. But I've been substituting regularly until this all happened. It's really fun to like work with the elementary school kids, and I got to long-term sub for a bunch of places and really get to, you know, see how I would do with the younger kids, because it's a different battle. It's a completely different mentality when you're teaching elementary grade kids. They have much different needs than middle school kids and a much different kind of approach you have to take. But it's fun. I like those kiddos. I like teaching all ages. I don't have too much of a preference, but I do think I prefer middle school the most. 4th grade math. You're a champ. I long-term sub for a 4th grade class. It was about 6-7 weeks. And I would help out that school all the time still. But yeah, 4th graders, they're fun, but man, they're challenging too. They are a challenging group of kiddos sometimes. Especially where I teach. I tend to teach in the more, what's the word? More usually impoverished areas. So my kids sometimes have like a pretty hard life. So that doesn't help. Not trying to boost myself or anything like that. But yeah. They can be they have sometimes they don't have some of the easiest lives, my kiddos. But they're good kids. They're sweet kids. I love working with them. They always surprise me with how smart they are. Not enough people give kids credit. They're way smarter than most of the time. I mean, they still make dumb decisions, but you know, still smart kiddos. Trying to teach when I was long-term subbing for a 4th grade class. God, trying to remember how to teach math. That was, because they'd been an art teacher for so long. And then when I kind of went into that, I was like, okay, I'm all right at math and I can handle 4th grade math. But then they've got that new way of doing grouping and breaking down the different equations into like groups of 10s and 1s and then adding them together. California's got a weird like new way of teaching math. It's not that it's bad, it's just it's very different than what I'm used to. So that definitely took a little bit of time to kind of get used to that system and find a nice effective way of teaching them how to handle that stuff. All right. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of trim here. And add a little bit of trim there. Nice. I'm not going to add that extra design on there. They have something on their knee pads, but I don't know if I'm going to add that. I don't think I want to. There's so much detail in these guys already. I don't want to. Just don't want to. Alright. How to handle the belt. It's mostly just black. They don't really do too much to it. I guess I could add this. That'll be a little bit of a change. Just a little bit of a contrast difference. Okay, let's figure out their pattern. Yeah, God, it really is. It's just, each one is a different level. I almost relate it into levels of sarcasm that you can use with kiddos. Elementary school kids go straight over their head. Middle school kids, they're starting to get it and they'll catch you like a second later. And high school kids like, I see what you're doing there. I understand. I get it. But yeah, I love middle school, I think, the most, but that's because that's where I taught the longest, and they are challenging. Don't get me wrong. They're just so much fun, and they're still into all the same stuff that I'm into, which is like cartoons and like SpongeBob and like all these like anime things. So it's usually really easy for me to relate to them. And they've still got that innocence too. Sometimes in high school, some of those kids kind of lose it a little bit. What is that Garlean pattern on their shirts? I just don't know. Where's my reference photos? Okay, it's like a swirl with some dots going on. Alright. Let's do 3 dots. And they've got kind of like a swirl design that kind of wraps around almost like an S. So I'm going to kind of partially, I'm going to make it up. I'm going to partially make it up, but I'm going to try and stay true to like the idea of it. It's almost like a spade too. Alright. And I'll add some of my own details to it as well. But that's kind of the idea. With a lot of this stuff, it's mostly about getting the impression of that kind of stuff. More so than being 100% accurate. If you can get the impression of it down, that's really the key to it for a lot of this stuff. It's the same thing with caricatures. If you can get the impression down of a person or an individual and kind of nail the key features, the rest of it is kind of minute. It doesn't really matter too much. Like, it's nice, but most people aren't going to see that, so there's no point of killing yourself for that kind of level of scrutiny. Okay. Is there any kind of other design stuff? They've got like little patterns that go over here too. Let's do that. Because that's going to be so far away. That's all you really need. That's good. I love the Garlean designs. So they're based on, not Yoshikata, God, what's his name? He was the lead art director and lead designer for Final Fantasy XII, Tactics Ogre, Akio Yoshida. I probably messed up his name, but he's one of my favorite artists. So he did a lot of the 1.0 designs for Final Fantasy XIV. And he based those off of, they're basically, the Garleans are basically the judges from Final Fantasy XII. I love them. I love their designs. I have Gabranth just sitting on my shelf too. He's just chilling up there, spying down me along with, who else do I got for my cats on my shelf? I got a Gabranth, got a Owlman from Justice League Crisis on Infinite Two Earths. I've got a Vincent, got me some Optimus and Megatrons, Keat Fisto from Star Wars, Batman, Detective Cloud, Abe Sapien by Sean Galloway, and I got a Joker from Batman, well, the Batman series from 2003. I don't have a ton of maquettes. I got a cool Iron Man and Vegito hanging out along with Swoop from Transformers, a little bit of Dinobot. Got a couple of trinkets here and there. Just can't part with them. That was one of the reasons I wanted to become like an adult artist. It's like, oh, I get to have this shit in my room? Hell yeah. And I'm just going to lower that opacity just a little bit because I don't want it to be too strong. I just want it to be just a tiny bit. Now, they kind of have a silver embroidery going on for this area, but I think I'm just gonna leave it as gold. I think I'm just gonna change that for my own purpose. I think I'm gonna have that design kind of bleeding through a little bit. And I know why they did it, because they kind of have like metal tassels, but since I'm keeping mine kind of more cloth-like, I'm gonna just add a little bit right there. You know what? I'm gonna add a little bit of a highlight to this. And just... I want to give it that like Vader look almost. You know? But like there's a little bit of highlight. That makes it too derpy. But just a little bit. I think if I made it all white it'd be too much. But I kind of want to have that like, you know, reflective lens look. I think that's almost good. I think this guy's pretty much done. I need to add a little bit of stuff in the sword. But for the most part, yeah, that's one fine looking Garlean soldier. He's handling his business, keeping shop. And then a little bit here. And a little bit, oop, and a little bit there. And a little bit there. Oh, bit there. And a little bit there. Nice. There we go. And nice. You know, as much as I want that reflection, I think I'm gonna have to save that for... save it as like a separate layer, because I don't think it's gonna translate very well once I have all the layers going on. Let's go ahead and turn his shadows on. Save it, because computers. Change it to a soft lights. And then I like to duplicate my soft light a little bit. And since they're black for their armor, I'm gonna have to lower it all a little bit. And eventually they're gonna have highlights and stuff like that based on the stuff that's happening in the scenes. So I'll probably leave him as he is right now, because eventually there's gonna be light coming off Azael's character that I haven't really figured 110% out. So, you know, it's gonna take a sec. That sword looks pretty good. I don't think it really needs too much going on in there, but even when I'm doing like gold structures, gold structures or gold equipment, I usually like to add like a darker gold in there somewhere, even if that's not how gold really works. I mean, it does, but I mean, like, if it's refined, like painted gold. But since my style is very much an animation style, it helps to have these kind of separate, just minor contrasts. I feel like it just makes it so it feels a little bit more... it just looks better. Something about it adds to that ability to contrast between the shapes, even with the shadows. Just adding little bits here and there. I don't do that for a lot of the other stuff. I'll do that for like metals, but yeah, it just kind of adds a little bit to it. I think what I need to do for this is I need to switch to a soft brush, and then I think I need to just make it feel more like a lens for these flats. Yeah, that's it. That's what I needed to do. That just changes everything. That makes it so much better. Okay, cool. I'm much happier with that. Need to do that with this as well. Oh god, that's too much. Make sure my opacity thing is on. And then let's get a little bit of a lighter color. And a little bit lighter. And typically these aren't as... They're not usually that bright for the Garlean armors, so I'll have to just lower that opacity by a little bit. But I think that on their armor is supposed to represent their third eye, which they all are natively born with. I mean, if you're a native Garlean. Okay. He's doing good. Alright, only 2 more to go. Okay, I'm gonna take off his shadows so I can see what this is going on. Let's try and speed that up. I need to buy like a crane or something like that so I can... There's like these freestanding things that help like your monitors move and stuff like that. I need to get one for mine. Just because my chair can't scoot all the way into my desk. So I'm always sitting back a little bit and it's not great for my posture. Because I have this weird L-shaped desk and if I try and scoot in anymore, it doesn't allow me to. Alright. Okay. Which one are you? No, you're number 1. You're number 2. That's the boy. That's my dude. Alright. Alright, you Garlean screwball. Let's go ahead and get you out of there. Alright, I'm going to try and be a bit more precise now that I remember. And I'm kind of in a little bit of a flow with this stuff. Okay, smooth things down. That'll make this easier. Just kind of pick out those parts. A little bit there. Oh, did I design this one with like a Garlean belt? Well, aren't you special? Sorry, but your brothers aren't gonna have one, or your sisters. And then a little bit of that helmet. Filter in his eyes, and eventually I'll add that in. Since you're so far away, I don't need to add that extra detail, but I will leave just a little bit there. Leave that little bit open. You do need to have your inks finished though. That's not good. That's better. Okay. Let's just fill that in with black. You're so far away from the camera, it's not going to matter too much. Can't be camera shy when you're this far away. Okay. Grab my other red. So that's what the color this is going to be. In some ways it's not too bad to color these guys just because they don't have too much going on. They're not too, they got too many color schemes. Let's go ahead and color that. There we go. Zoom in. And grab that. Nice. Huh. Okay. This and that. And put that back on. I would just chill out then. Maybe grab your Switch and just chill out on a game while we're hanging out here. I know what that feels like. I felt like that the last couple days. Valentara. That's one reason why I was struggling to kind of get back into art. I didn't know how to get my groove. I've got like so many projects that I've got lined up. So like I've got things to do. And there's things I know that I want to do. It's not even that I was like, I can't do it. It's like, no, I can do it. I don't know. I was in a funk. So that's one reason why I wanted to hang out with you guys tonight too and just kind of force myself to get into it. Because if I don't force myself, then I'll just dick around too much. And that doesn't help anybody. Part of it's just also getting into this new kind of lifestyle. Because even though I'm used to freelancing, you know, I've had work. I've been substituting, so that was always my thing in the day, and it always kind of forced me to like go home, gotta get work done, gotta work out quick, gotta do all this stuff, gotta prep dinner, and then my flow kind of got disrupted. I'm like, I can do the freelance lifestyle, but I was used to school keeping me on task and keeping my mind sharp to the point of where it's like, when I get home, I gotta do things. I gotta get stuff done, and I gotta keep motivated. And then when all this kind of happened, it was just a little bit of a, all right, sure, let's find what my new normal is for the next, however long. And I'm starting to find it. I'm starting to get that good pacing. We've gotten a lot of stuff recorded. Everything's kind of on that. It's on an upward trend. Even just today, like just working on that thing for hijinks that I was talking about, where I was showing you those designs. Even that was like, all right, let's do it. Let's start with this, because I have like 20 big illustrations to do, and it's just kind of daunting. Because it's not only inking it again, it's going ahead and adding colors and reworking the perspective. I'm basically re-illustrating what I did in Inktober last thing. But I don't have any excuses, I got stuff to do. I got projects that I want to do. I need to finish up those last jobs on 14. And then my mind will be a little bit free. It won't feel like there's a task I haven't done. So I'm really close to finishing that. I'll be done with that by this weekend, which will be really nice. I won't kind of have that nagging mind perception that's like, well, there's still something you could do. It's like, nope, I finished that. That's all leveled. I don't have a reason to log on. Get out of my head, brain. We got to do work. Let's get into the art zone. We know we like it. We know we have a good time. So just get in there. And I'm not going to give you a ton of stuff. I'm going to give you a little bit more highlights. You're farther away, so you don't need all the same accoutrements. I'll usually have to psych myself into that mindset. Once I get going, I'm good though. That's awesome, Val. I'm glad your dad could do that for you. Yeah, I miss seeing my parents. I won't be able to get to see them for a while, but this will blow over eventually. Alright, get that in there. Get deep with it. Okay. Alright. I see you, Garlian. See you causing ne'er-do-well stuff. Shouldn't have picked a fight with a warrior of light, buddy. Ew. No. Don't want to erase that much. Not that much. Alright. Get that. And do that. Oh, these would be the darkest parts. Okay. Because you probably won't see that other part of the armor. So let's go ahead, and this is like his leg. Yeah, that'll be fine. Grab this. It's probably coming too far up, riding up too high, but yeah, it's fine. That's fine. He's just chilling. I guess I did paint the backside of his legs a little bit darker like the rest of it. Yeah, let's do that. I like that contrast. Have a little bit in there. He's the most beat up. definitely on the bottom of his souls. Let's hide his Zale. I mean, chances are I'm not going to move him at this point of the illustration, but I'm still want to get that other part of it in there. Nice. But yeah, I know that struggle, Val. It's hard sometimes, especially when you're not feeling well. Not feeling well. It's never fun. You're like, I want to do stuff, but you're also just so tired. So I would just say relax, and eventually you'll start feeling better, and then you'll be able to do stuff. If your body's tired, then let your body be tired. I need a different brush. So, did you look at all my couching choice? Yeah, I was looking at that. I think Pong would be fun. We may just do that at some point. I forgot that it was even going to be April, honestly. And then, like, when Chris told me, it's like, yeah, because April Fool's. I'm like, oh, yeah, April Fool's, that's a thing. I should remember that. But I didn't, because I'm a goof. And I don't remember that stuff, because I'm getting old. Alright. Did I color that in the inks? I freaking did. You big, dumb, cathartic dum-dum. You switched brushes, and you failed. There we go. Actually got 3 votes. I think I know who voted the last one, too. Well, it looks like we know what we're going to be playing, then. Which, I'm alright with that. I haven't played that game in a long time, so, I'm down for a visit through memory lane. Yeah, Raymond would be fun. Keep on throwing it out, Pat. I think you got really close this time, so I think there's a good chance that it can happen. Don't lose hope. I own it, so I would love to play it. That would be a fun game to go through, especially because it's got multiplayer too. Raven's gotten close a couple times. It's been fighting its way up there. People definitely want to see it. It's a game that I've always meant to play, but I've never gotten around to it. Nice. Yeah, that's a fun game to... Seems like a fun game to play with others. So yeah, just keep on voting it in. I think it's gonna happen. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens next time. Lots of good suggestions this month in terms of games to play. Once we finish Nier, that'll alleviate a lot of stuff too, which it's getting close. It's only got one more playthrough. Game's been fun. It'll be nice to understand all the references in Final Fantasy XIV now. You know what? I think that's fine for this guy. He just needs his gloves to be a different shade, and then he's good. He really doesn't need too much stuff. If I overdo it, he's just gonna look weird. Give him a little contrast for his gloves. And nice. Oh, he needs his pattern. Okay. Then he'll be done. Let's go ahead and find. Oop, oop. I watched Chris and Mike's playthrough of Doom, episode 1. I understand why Chris was having motion sickness. Even I was looking like, oh man, what the heck? How do you, what? I wasn't about to throw up, but I was like, oh my goodness. No wonder that was messing him up. That's really fast. Whew. Ooh, we got a Nintendo Switch? Awesome, Josiah. That's great. Congrats, my dude. There's tons of great games for that. Oh god, you guys have been chatting stuff. I've been missing it. I haven't been paying attention. I'm so bad. I'm so sad. I'm so sorry. Terraforming is done. At least all the houses get moved. I do like the fact that there's terraforming in Animal Crossing. That's one of the things I'm like, oh man. But at the same time, it's like I got too much art to do. I got too much stuff I gotta take care of. So I'm having fun looking at you guys posting all the different channels. That's always fun to see. So keep on posting Animal Crossing stuff. It makes me feel like I'm living through Animal Crossing through you guys. That and all the Isabel Doom guy stuff is just, that's a treat. That's a treat from on high. You know, I'm just gonna give them different patterns. You know what? Screw it. They're Garleans. Who cares? Just needs to look ornate. You'd see probably a little bit there. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, poor bastard. I do feel like I'll have to open a separate Photoshop file to make that tree, though. This one will be way too heavy on my computer. I'm going to have to make it and then just port it in here. Alright. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of a design going on in here, and then it'll just be time to move on to the last one. I wonder... Yeah, I think I do. I think I need a little bit of a silver trim over his eyes, just to give him... It's gonna give a little bit more. Yes, that's so much better. That way it doesn't get lost. Okay. Their shoulder pads have a little bit of design work, so I'll go ahead and add that in. I'm not gonna worry too much about giving a ton of detail to it. I just wanna add a little indicator of it. That's good. That's bomb. Okay, so those jokers are done. Where's my last bad boy? Oh, he's all the way over here. He's just chilling. Well, maybe not chilling, but in lots and lots of pain. Okay, stretch time.
Yeah, I saw a couple of them, dude. I haven't seen your layouts for it, Blue, but I'm excited to see what you come up with for the rest of your town. I saw like the cool waterfall thing you were doing, and it looks rad. I don't know what you're trying to make, but I liked it. Ah.
Okay. You know what I'll do? This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I always do. I don't know why I'm not doing it now. Make that. Make that. 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 Where's the last set of color? There. And that. Is there anything else that I have in there? I do have a little bit of that. And a little bit of that. And there. Okay. You guys are gonna come over with me. We're gonna party right over here. Oh, that's right. I need this one. What the hoo-ha? What the? Oh, duh. Wrong layer. Save that. Ooh, you reshape a frog chair. Frog chairs. Frogs are cool. There we go. Just go ahead and break that down. And yeah, we're not stopping until this is gonna be much further along. Oh, that's way too bright for his hands. That's what I want. Yeah, just a slight change in his tone. Just enough to make them pop, but not enough to really do too much. Spin that gold. And let's get that silver for the blade. You poor gunbreaker. Okay. Throw that in. Yeah, let's end it right about there. Grab this. Oop. And just a little bit in there. That's good. That'll work. That'll do, pig. Let's go ahead and grab this. I'm gonna go ahead and add that little highlight there. And then like that. Cool. Oh, just my headphones. Might have to take them off for a second. How many streams until you think you'll be done with this? I'd say probably this one and one more. At the most it'd be this and two more, but I don't think it's going to be much more than that, honestly. It's getting to the point where like this is kind of like the last hard part. I thought about it adding more like characters in it and like machines and stuff, but I think it's got enough going on. I don't want to make it too busy. I think this is fine. I might paint in some like shadows of a thing behind in the snowstorm, like, oh, it's the wreckage of like a Garlean machine and stuff like that. I'll paint in some of that stuff. But this is the hardest stuff. So Screeby's definitely going to be like something we're going to do. But most of it's not too hard. Like once I'm going to make like 3 trees, right? And then once I have those, I'm just going to replicate them. So once I make 2 or 3 variations of that, I'll be able to just replicate that through the background as a single image multiple times, and then add like a little bit of shadows on them, but it's not going to be too much. And then that'll go by real fast. And then doing the blizzards and special effects and color balancing, that's kind of like an hour to 2 hours in itself, depending on what I'm going for and how I feel if it's finished or not. But I'm thinking, yeah, I plan on doing this one for a while tonight. This one is probably going to be a decently long one. I'll chop them up once we get towards that like 3 hours and 30 minutes. I'll take like a break and then kind of come back and work on it, or I'll work on it again tomorrow. Me and Chris have pretty much finished recording for a little bit. We don't really need to do anything for the time being. We still want to finish Nier's 3rd playthrough, but he's got a lot of rendering and stuff to do. I'll probably go heavy on this tonight because tomorrow he'll be playing Breath of the Wild. And then I'll probably be back with this on Friday to try and finish that up. I would like to finish this up this week, if possible. That would be ideal, I think. And I think that would start me off in a good pattern. And then, more art streams will happen still. It's not going to be the end of this. It's just going to be, I'll probably start using my art streams to focus on my children's book illustrations. Because those ones will be much more simplified. But I'm also being commissioned by a friend to do a big piece, so it'll just depend on how tired I am. That's gonna eat up a ton of my time. It's a piece similar to like this, where it's gonna be very, very detailed, a lot of characters, a lot of likenesses, a lot of proofing with my client who's commissioning me, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'd very much like to be done with this. Not because I don't like working on this piece, it's not that. I really like how this piece is done. I just want it to be done. But yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing this piece and just having the art streams be not as lengthy of series, being a little bit more not concrete, but more succinct, more just more quicker. Things where it's like we start a piece on a stream and we finish a piece on like the 2nd stream, maybe 3rd stream at most. They'll be a little bit simpler, a little bit quicker, maybe a little bit of different style, but they're also going to be a lot of fun too. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But ideally, yeah. Ideally, this will be one of the last ones for this. But I thought that a while back too, but this time for sure. Because it kind of is it's in the end game of this piece. There's not really too much left to do. I mean, I could work on this for another month if I really wanted to. There's like, I could always add more stuff, but there becomes a certain point of attrition with an illustration that, yeah, you can keep adding detail, but you're kind of then start to lose focus. If you add too much stuff, then the focus of the piece sometimes gets lost. So it's a balancing act. I've gotten really into detail because for the longest time I just didn't do backgrounds in my illustrations, mostly because I just didn't practice them, so I wasn't good at them. But now that I can, I like to really establish the world and the characters in them and really make it feel like this is taking place. I want everything that I do to feel like it's straight out of a movie, straight out of an animated feature. Like if you saw it, you're like, oh man, that'd be cool if that was animated. That's always my goal. Or you walk away from it and it's like, there's a story there. There's something that's being told. And if you don't get that feeling from my illustrations, then I'm doing something wrong. A lot of artists will focus on just doing single characters and no backgrounds and stuff like that. And that's that's fine. And I used to do that for a long time. And it's the smarter way to do things because doing backgrounds takes a lot of effort. You know, it takes a long time for me to do these pieces and finish them. And they look great, but there's also people that can just make a quick character design, throw it up there, and then bam, get like 1,000 likes. I probably should do more of that, but the thing that I want to improve upon is this kind of stuff. Because I know how to do the other thing. I can do that thing. I'd rather work on these characters and this kind of stuff, and this kind of stuff where, like, you know, there's a plot to it. There's a story to be told. All right, let's fill that in, and let's go ahead and we're just gonna fill you in too. That's better. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, and it'll be nice to have this just finished product. It's a piece we've been working on for so long now. It started in January. The world's changed so much since then. I plan to have this done sooner. The main reason why this is also taking so long is because, you know, we have a streaming schedule. And since we have a streaming schedule and we're constantly recording stuff, you know, I don't want to work on this without doing it with you guys because I've started it. But I also made it way more ambitious than I initially planned. But I'm very happy with where we went with it. This has been a very fun collaborative piece to work on. And it's going to be a killer piece of my talent. A killer piece of just showing what I can bring to the table. And that'll be fun. There's a lot of illustrators out there, but you know, a lot of them just avoid doing these big giant pieces and they crank out a bunch of smaller pieces, which is great. There's no wrong approach. But it's just because these pieces take so long. There's such a time investment. And typically, especially concept artists, don't have that kind of time to do it. Or if, like, you're a comic book artist, you can do these big scenes because someone else is going to do the colors. Someone else is going to handle that thing for you, so it makes it a little bit less daunting, like, to do. When it's just you have to do all the phases. And, you know, I've got other projects like my short film and stuff that I want to work on. So knocking this out will feel like a nice cap to this kind of start of this year. Kind of my first big piece of 2020. With many, many more. Like, I've been working... let me show you guys some of the other ones I've been working on. Not there. Nope. Hijinks. I haven't posted up a lot of this stuff yet. Where is it? Is it on my desktop? It's probably on my desktop. Characters. I probably should have shown these earlier, but whatever. Here we go. Like, I finished the map for the book that I'm working on. So, like, the map of the world and all the different places and stuff, that's been done for all the different characters and where they'll exist. And then, you know, I've done 1 illustration, 2 illustrations, 3, 4. So, like, it's getting there. I'm digging the first 5 that I've got down so far, and it's just, you know, I just gotta work on the others, and I've blocked them out so they're ready. It's research and inking and coloring, and, you know, each one of these takes a couple hours to do. So I'm slowly kind of getting into that groove with that stuff. And some of them are like, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of inks. But I'm excited. I'm excited to do those and eventually show you guys the final product. I would like to... I think ideally that book should be done by April. I need to set myself a schedule and I need to stick to it. I think end of April that book should be done. I should have all the illustrations done. I should be ready to put that out there and be able to just be able to show it as off as a product, to the point of like where it's, you know, it'll be like a nice art book with like lore and pages and stuff like that. Like there's going to be a lot to it. Each one will have a breakdown of like what character lives where. This is like the part of town they are, like what's the history of this place, you know. It'll be like if you got an art up book, but like kind of in the style of like Final Fantasy XIV's art up book, but a little bit different too, because there'll be storytelling elements to it as well. And that'll be fun. It'll be accessible that everyone can kind of, if you ever want a copy, I'll have it available and whatnot for people to buy. And it won't be that expensive too. It'll be like around 20, 25 bucks, because I have like a printing service that I can use to kind of get that stuff done. All right, let's get your design. He's pretty much good to go, but I'm really excited for that book, and I know I can do it. I just have to work on it. And I just know that it's daunting, and sometimes when a project is really daunting, you're like, I'll just put it off for a second. But I'm at the point in my career where I know I can do anything. I just need people to hire me to do things. That's really it. Alright, let's get that in there. You're going to have kind of like a fun swirl design. And then little bits there. Main thing, I just got to make sure that it's kind of in sync. Not that it has to be too... Oop. It has to be too perfect. Or too exact. Just enough that it feels like it's mimicking. There we go. Nice. Okay. And bring that over. And bring this in. Perfect. Alright. That's kind of... Oh, that's way too big of a brush. Let's change you to a solid. And let's go ahead and erase some of your little gold trim, because you don't need it. Definitely don't need it. And then put here. And put there. Nice. Okay, merge that down. Go ahead and grab this. And perfect. Okay. Needs a little bit of highlights here, here, here. But for the most part, it's coming along. I need to make this slightly bit darker. Perfect. That's it. Cool. Yeah. Go ahead, stretch out. We will be back. We will still be here when you get back, Val. I will still be working away. Hell, at some point I might have to go get mangoes from the fridge. Yuck. Stupid tabs. Sometimes occasionally my macros for this don't work and they just... Photoshop's weird. Occasionally I just decide like, I don't want to work anymore. I'm going to just forget all the shortcuts you have set up. It's like I press the I button, it's always the eyedropper. Ooh, son of a jerk. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, it goes down to that theory of you don't want to overcomplicate certain parts of it. So that's there. I don't need that anymore. So delete, save. Okay, cool. They're good. They're done. They need a little bit of brush and texture and stuff like that on them. But other than that, they really don't need too much more. I think I should have a little bit of difference in here, maybe. But I'm gonna stand up for a sec and stretch myself. And then kind of look at the piece as a whole and see where we're at with with this. I don't want that light. I do want something around there. No, that's too light. How about here? Yeah. That's like a little medium. Just want a little bit of contrast in there. That's better. Alright, standing up for a sec. Oh god. I feel like my knees are just gonna pop or something like that. Okay. Oh, my back did. I made the mistake last time of not stretching. That was a bad idea. Every bone in my body felt like it popped. Oy. Okay. That's better. Let's see. Let's try and turn the shadows on. Duplicate that. Get my soft brush. I think for a lot of the lighting on these guys, I'm gonna have to make sure that I do that. I'll have to kind of wait a little bit. I think I need to start setting up Azale's lighting, because a lot of their stuff is gonna change based on that. I can set up a lot of their basics, but I can't do a ton of it, because what I'll end up doing is I'll end up adding, there's certain layers I'm gonna add that'll be like brighter tones that'll really bring out like the color of Azale's flare like warrior burst. So that'll change some of their stuff too. But just getting a little bit of that lighting helps a lot. Let's go ahead and up that just ever so slightly. Okay. So let's turn back on Azale. And let's go ahead and... Okay, I did his. He needs his stuff too. Alright. Let's see. Where's my phone? I plugged it in because I need reference. Where'd it go? There you went. Awesome. Huh. Let's see. Alright. Let's go ahead and look up Warrior. What's the name of that attack? Warrior FF14. Make sure my volume is muted. It's kind of like an orange fiery blur. So I'm pretty sure I want to do that. It's not inner release. It's their whirlwind attack. Whirlwind. Let's go with that. What is the name of that move? Steel Cyclone? Steel Cyclone. Steel Cyclone. Yeah, that's a good picture of it. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so it's like an orangish, whitish blur. I should know that, but 14 has so many abilities. It's hard to tell sometimes. There's sometimes a little too much. My ARC buddy just texted me, said, "The red rock demands too much attention." Yeah, that red rock is gonna get toned down a little bit, especially once the blizzard and stuff gets set in. That stuff's not gonna show as much. But I don't have time to text them that yet. All right, so I only have one layer of that. Let's go ahead and lower that. Oh, did I not do shadows for the dragon? Damn it. Alright, let's figure that out. Let's see if I can toggle those on. Let's go ahead and work on some of the... This will be for his axe. Axe glow. Let's go ahead and get some orange going on in there. That's gonna need to be over the inks. Yeah, it's okay that I do what I'm doing. Stop telling me what to do, Photoshop. You ain't my keeper. You don't know what's right from left. Alright. Let's do overlay. And then do a little bit of a hotter one. And kind of mix that in. I think I need like a white hot highlight right here. Yeah. That's good. Okay. So let's go ahead and this is gonna be, it's a Zale main. I'm gonna need to do these swirls. There's two ways I can kind of handle it, you know. All right, let's. Maybe I need to start from the center. Yeah, this will be kind of the way. All right. Yeah, okay. Nope. Nope. Yep. There we go. Oh. No. Yep. Nope. Nope. Alright, let's try this another way. And then get a little bit of a hard brush. That's good. Yeah, I want some edges to this. I want it to feel visceral. Not that way. Just adding little chunks here and there. Fourteen always likes to have like tons of stuff, you know, special effects. I need to make it feel like it's part of that. So yeah. But I don't want it to go too far, and I don't want to have any tangents if I don't have to. Oh, no. Alright, I'm probably going to need to do one layer that's sort of behind it. There we go. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Oh god. Cat potty. Welcome back, Valentar. Yeah, you know nothing, Photoshop. Screeby's here to tell you to back off. I'll probably have some bigger swirls behind. Let's put that. Is that all just flats? Probably is. No. Let's see if it's separated for now. Well, I could just do. Let's do that as one for now. That way it'll be a little bit less pressure. And let's have back whirl. And this is something that's going to be at a lower opacity. Because this stuff has to feel like it's even connecting, or did connect with those ones in the back. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that gets that swirly motion that I wanted. Okay, so I think if I just go ahead and duplicate that, we're gonna have to make this kind of an orange thing. Yes, this was the song for the Patreon video. I love Rocco's music, and he has graciously allowed us to use his music. You can find links for his stuff below on the where we keep all the information for Twitch. Dude is one of my favorite chiptune artists. He is freaking rad. So I often use a lot of his music for the Couchling stuff. Use him. There's like 3 artists that we use, which are all listed down below. Rocco W, Eric Skiff, and there's one more that we use. Evan King. Evan King is the other. All 3 of those guys are rad. I'd like to get. Ooh, that's not what I want to do. All 3 of those guys are rad. Okay, vivid light, and then let's have one more, and then it's gonna be not pin light. Yeah, it's probably. Yeah, that's more what I want, but I need to lower. There's something I need to do. There's something I need to toggle. Maybe it is toggling this. No, I want the color dodge up high, but I want it to maintain that transparency. Well, maybe if I just lower it as a whole. No. Tricky. Okay, that's the issue. Alright, I know what I have to do. Let's duplicate you. Switch to this. No, that doesn't solve it either. Put you outside of this then. I'll come back to you. Come back to you. Let's do this one next. Top row. Oh, got it. That's right. Switch. Maybe I just need to make this lighter. Image adjustment, hue and saturation. Brighten you up. And instead of doing one color, you need to go ahead and do some darker areas. And then let's throw in a really light area. Even lighter than that. Give that fiery warrior appearance. Okay, vivid light. What did I have for the settings for these ones? Color dodge and vivid light. And that's what I thought. Okay. Let's do filter, blur, Gaussian. This is where it kind of has to play with some stuff. I might need extra layers to kind of bring out what I'm looking for. Let's try and make this a deeper orange. And let's change you to color dodge. That's more like it. But you need to be on a blurred kind of approach. So Gaussian blur. And then let's go ahead and you're on a separate layer. Sorry I haven't looked at chat in a couple seconds. Hot second. Trying to get this one how I want it. Okay. Let's go ahead and duplicate that. I'm gonna take this as one layer. Let's go ahead and go filter blur, Gaussian blur. Let's do a color dodge. Oh, that's way too much. But I think I know what I need to do. Delete. 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 Delete them. That's why I hit the delete key. That's your function. That's your job. Let's do a filter. Let's do a blur. Let's do a Gaussian blur. Just a little bit more. Oh, let's add a movement blur. Filter, blur, motion blur. So that's 100%. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's the look. And then I'll add go ahead and change this brush. Dude, thanks for coming, Strife. You have a good night, dude. You very well might be. You very well might be, Valentar. That's okay. Hornet is void. Confirmed. Can't confirm. I know a guy. He's he talks a lot like this, and you know he does things that only the mightiest can do. I heard it from a reliable source. The most reliable. But don't tell anyone. Some reason people get mad about that Hornet's void. That's way too much. Filter, blur, Gaussian. Just a little bit. Okay. This is the axe. I need to have like a glow around behind that thing. And switch it to this. And go ahead. Just need to have that at a lower percentage. Yeah, that'll work. That's all I really need. Okay, so now Azael can get his highlight layer. I mean, I'm with Chris. I think she might be void. I don't know. I'm okay with that theory. And then I want the center of it to still remain kind of like a deep purple. But then again, I'm going to erase a little bit of it because I don't want too much of that. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit soft light. That's not the one. Overlay. And lower it just a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and duplicate again. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take that color right there. I'm going to go ahead and grab it over there. And just hit overlay again. It's a little too much. And it's close. Let's go ahead and make it a more warmish orange. And then I'm gonna have a little bit of like a red, pinkish, tone right there. What does that look like? Yeah. Alright, where's his inks? I want to make you like a blue ink. Fill that in. Yeah, that's more like it. And then for this color, I'm gonna add. And then now we get some more speed lines. Not speed ray, but speed. This is me mostly trying to add kind of like smear frames in a way. Can't fully do it, but if I just add some white, I mean, there's going to be some snow that's reflecting off it too, so I don't want to do too much. But I think I want to have a couple of just things that are going to sit behind him. I'm gonna be light. I don't wanna... They're not supposed to draw too much attention. But there's so much happening with this world, especially in the special effects for it. I really want it to feel like that thing from the game. I might have to tone it down a little bit, but that's... He's pretty good right there, I think. Yeah. My friend's right though, I'll have to tone down some of those red rocks. Just a little bit, but there'll be snow and stuff. But this is also one reason why I didn't, I made sure to kind of keep them separate. So they're still gonna have to have the snow and stuff that plops off them. But that's the idea. Okay. Let's look at that dragon. Dragon. Oh good, I did do the lights. That's relieving. There, that's good. Whew. Okay. Now, I guess I can start doing some of the lighting on the Garleans. Yeah. Huh. Well, it does say I dropped 2 frames, so it might be something on my end, guys. I don't know how to change that per... I know our internet's been kind of wonky a little bit the last couple days. So maybe I'll lower the bitrate or something like that. It might not be you guys. It dropped a frame like 10% frames like 3 minutes ago or something like that. So it might just be something on our end with the internet. Okay, they still need all that clouds and stuff that go off. Let me go ahead and grab this color and that color. Don't need that for the dragon. Let's go ahead and turn Azael off. Save it. Duplicate. So yeah, it might not be you guys. It might just be my end. I'm not sure how to fix that. Maybe when I restart the stream, and you know, in a little bit, we'll be able to, it'll adjust again. Filter, blur, Gaussian. Just a little bit. I think I need to take a little bit of that yellow out of there and just make it into an orange. Lighter orange. Yeah, that works. I think that's all I need. Oop, not that. Filter, blur. Is this not blurred right? Is that why it's looking weird? Huh. Maybe I just need to make that a bigger blur. Yeah, I think that's why. So it's dropping a lot of frames. 12% frame drop or something like that. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. I don't know how to adjust that one. Delete that. I don't need that anymore. Let me save this and then delete a bunch of background stuff. I don't need. No, actually, that's right. I got rid of all that stuff. It's just a heavy-ass file. Where are we at now? 2 hours and 19 minutes? Okay. I'm chugging along. It's time to get in some of that snow drift and rocks. I think I'm gonna need a Zale on for this to figure this stuff out. Oh, crap. That's what I need. There we go. Get that front snow. Paint in a couple of that stuff. Some of it's gonna have to be a little bit adjusted, obviously. It up. Maybe I do. Well, I gotta switch back and forth between these brushes, especially since it's kind of kicking it up a little bit. Oh. Weird. Let's use a smaller brush for this. Well, I want still decent chunks of snow. That's looking pretty good. I need to paint like really dark rocks separately. Doesn't really matter if they have highlights or whatnot. Just little chunks. Yeah, just a little bit here and there. Nice. And then just grab a little bit of a brush and put a little highlight on there. Nice. Yeah, a lot of that was thanks to Bear. Bear went above and beyond, giving out gift subs, so that was rad of them. It was Bear and Fume were just giving out subs left and right, which is insane. Super appreciate them. I appreciate all you guys, though. But they went above and beyond this month. Well, I guess last month. Wait, no, this month. Yeah. Because when we were streaming Breath of the Wild, they went cray cray. They wanted that Steam train real bad. Or Hype Train. That doesn't look right. Okay. We got some of that, and then there's gonna need to be like one layer behind them that's just the force of wind blowing them back. And that's going to be an overlay. And just really accelerating the fact that they're just getting punished. That's looking pretty good. Alright. Grab this. Oh, that's not a soft brush. That's a hard brush. You can call it a night, Pat. Good night. Hope you feel better, okay? Rest is most important. I'd rather you be rested. then let's go ahead and take this and filter, blur, Gaussian, just a little bit. That snow. While the snow probably shouldn't have some transparency, it kind of needs a little bit of it. And then go ahead and set that to like soft light. There we go. Okay. Behind effects. Out of coffee. I'm out of water. Darn. Okay. Let's do you next. You're gonna need a little bit here. A little bit here. Just because it's snow. And then we're gonna dupe you in the boop. And add a little bit of shadow to ya. Okay. And take that. Boop. Oh, no. Boop, boop, boop. Change you to soft light. Not hard light. Soft light. Change you to multiply. And let's just go ahead and go adjustments, hue and saturation, and brighten you up. There we go. Lower you ever so slightly. Because I'm going to take you, I'm going to duplicate you, and then I'm going to do filter, blur, Gaussian blur. I'm going to ump you up a little bit. Yeah. Nice. They're feeling the hurt. Combine that. Duplicate. 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 I don't think I'm going to change their positions anymore. So, I should be able to do what I want to, which is adding some of this warrior highlight to them. Do one of overlay. Let's do another like that. But I still want some coolness. So it kind of bumps up where they've been hit. And then I'm going to take this layer, filter. Well, actually, I'm going to keep this one because I don't want to duplicate that, just in case. Gaussian blur. And then image, adjustments, hue and saturation. You guys need to be brought up a lot. There we go. Soft lights, that helps a bit, and then honestly one more, and then filter, blur, motion blur. Oh, you know, you guys, I'm gonna need to isolate you guys. All right, one at a time. Filter, blur, motion. Let's lower you a little bit, and then you're gonna be a little bit like that. No, not like that. Yeah, kind of like that. Filter, blur, motion blur. Nope. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit like that. And then filter, blur, motion blur. Gotta move you, otherwise I won't be able to see you. Okay, perfect. Alright. Duplicate you once. Take the first one and go adjustments, hue and saturation. I want you guys to be like that. It's going to give a little bit of that feeling, and then put you guys behind that. And move it up ever so slightly. Image adjustment. Once again, and then there we go. That's how we do it over here. Nice. Cool. Cool. Alright. That's Azael. He might need a little bit of his shadow darkened up just ever so slightly. Where did I put that? 60%? Let's put, actually, let's leave it like that. Okay. That's there. Have I not done the shadow work for that stuff? I'm gonna need some kind of brush for doing whirlwind and snow. They're good. He probably needs like snow in the front. Okay. Not that kind of brush. Where's my good Wuzzle brush? I'm skipping that time. A little bit of snow. Especially by his head. Breaking up these tangents. It'll make sense later. It's just like snow that's kicking up. So that's mostly what it is. Kind of similar to what I did in the background with those guys. Because I want this one to feel like the impact of it. But some of it might change too. You know, I don't know. Yeah. And it's not going to be as apparent. Oh, God. Okay. I'll lower you just a little bit. You know what? Let's have this be. Yeah, that's better. I like that more. I'll have that as the impact shock. Filter, blur. There we go. And I'm gonna blur this a little bit too. And then what I'll do just add a little couple. Let's lower there. I think I want it the other way. I think I want it on opacity. Maybe if I make them... Yeah, I think I would make them like that too. That's better. And there's more effects and stuff that's going to be put into place to make that. Alright. We'll go for a little bit longer, and then we'll probably call it for today. We've got a ton of work done. I just need to figure out some stuff in terms of brushes. Like, this is getting there. It's like, I'll have to make the trees. And that's... fill in the trees, do some more work in the backgrounds and stuff like that, just in terms of like shadows and whatnot, and then big whirlwinds. But it's coming together. It's getting towards that kind of finale for sure. It's climaxing just a bit. Just the climax of the film. Yeah, that definitely makes it feel more like the impact. Okay. Yeah, I want to figure out what type of brushes I want to use in terms of like Blizzard. I might need to create one because like the Garland dudes are done. They don't really need any more. It's going to be color balancing for the whole thing more than anything. Let's see. Where's that back rolling? Let's make you a mask. I'm going to go ahead and try something. That's what I need to do. That's what I thought. I'm just going to need to make some of it into a mask. And then erase parts of it that I don't really want. Or just so I can see a little bit of that back thing. Cool thing about masks is they don't really affect... They don't affect the illustration as a whole. They just kind of let you erase away certain parts of a group. Need to figure out that blizzard brush. Alright. What do I want to do? Okay, I need to make that tree. Well, file, new, create. Let's make that tree. Save you. Let's sketch out some trees. I'm gonna want at least 3 different types. Kind of your basic, Christmas tree. And then let's have one that's a little bit more worn. I know in the Ishgard one, they're kind of a bit more devastated type of deal, but I don't know, I don't want to... Yeah, I might make 1 or 2 that's like that. Thicker trunk. And then... No, you know what? I think those 2 will be it. And then we'll just have one that's kind of your devastated one. Kind of a little bit ganglier. That'll kind of fill in the background of it. Each with a little bit of snow on it. So, in terms of snow, pack it on there, on the branches. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah. Alright. Now I gotta make sure that my line work is thick enough that it doesn't overlap, but let's do that. Smoothing, 48%. What the heck? Oh, wrong brush. But this will probably be how we finish for tonight. Get some good old trees in there. We won't really place them all this time, but gonna get them situated so that they're ready for the next stream. I need a hard brush for there. That's cool. A regular tree. I think I'm just gonna keep it as like a... I'm just gonna keep them as like a black base almost. Just fill that in, fill that trunk in, and just keep it a really dark color, and then maybe use like a dark blue in between. I mean, you guys won't see that because, like, the art people won't see that because it'll be just bottom of the trunks will be hidden. There we go. Yeah, I actually had a friend that did, he got high on the placement board. I can't remember how high he got, though. He got one of the achievements, though. I'll have to ask my friend. I think he did well. I haven't checked in with them in a while. I'll probably play some 14 tonight, after I finish this. After I finish this stream and get some food in me. I didn't go hard for it, though. I did not. I went and checked the firmament, though, and it was all kind of nice and shiny. I was like, "Ooh, that's cool." But no, I didn't have the will in me to really put that forth. I'll leave that to my friends that have the willpower. Nope. And right there. Alright. Let's go ahead. File. Save as. Desktop. Guard. Trees. I don't want to lose this file now that I'm almost done with it. My one friend who's an illustrator is really smart. He does this as well. He kind of makes some basic stuff that he can just reuse and repaint. It's super smart. Oh, that sucks. Valentar, I'm sorry that they lost that rank at that late in the game. That's a bummer. I always get bamboozled that way, which is why I never usually go after that stuff. I tend to get really close, and then, you know, people that have way more time than me kind of keep on pushing, and I forget, and then I find myself out of luck. So I tend to kind of just avoid that stuff because I just know I'm not going to put in the time. I feel too obligated to do other things at the moment. That said, it's a cool achievement. And I've done it once or twice in my life. That's a bad shape. That's better. There we go. Yeah, that's a good tree. And my favorite Rocco debut song comes on. Perfect timing. Okay. What is the color of the tree? Got this. What the heck are you doing? This. Why is it white? Anybody? What the heck? That's not how any of this is supposed to look. There we go. There's my green. What the heck? Alright. Yeah, I think I was on a mask layer, so it kept picking white. That's freaking weird. I've never had that issue before. Alright. Green. And let's get like a deep blue for the trunks. And then here. Perfect. And now for the snow. I'm trying to keep in mind that there's other leaves and not all the snow is going to be filtered on top of it. Trying to have some form of logic how this is working. How successful I don't know. There'll be a layer above this. Get that little peak. There we go. One down. There we go. Filter those. almost there. Nice. Okay. Hoi. Oop. And swoop. Filter that, yeah. Not filter, but get that in there. And a little bit of that. Cool. Alright, let's duplicate that once, and then I just gotta add some brighter parts to the snow. To pre-plan kind of how I'm doing highlights. I'm gonna assume that it's all kind of matte, but I'm gonna just assume they're all kind of coming from kind of an on top little perspective, I guess. I have to kind of just assume, and they're gonna be so far in the background it's not gonna matter too much. And I'm just gonna make this kind of a really low opacity. Because none of these are going to be in the foreground. They're all going to be in the background. So ideally, it won't really matter. You'll just get the kind of indication of lighting. And the feeling that it's grand in the forest and whatnot. But without having all like the precise lighting, because that would just take too much time, honestly. Something that's going to be so far away, so far in the background. And then the trees themselves, I guess I'm going to want a little bit of a darker... Can this be my shadow? Yeah, that could be my shadow. But I think I need to make it a little bit darker. Yeah. Nice. Cool, 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 cool. That's what I want. Not perfect, but this will give it that gives it that nice kind of animated effect. Something you'd see like in a Gravity Falls, or you know, I mean, they might be a bit more painterly, but yeah. Always want my stuff to feel like it's in an anime or it's a cartoon. Always feel like it's just about, like, you're about to watch a cool show. He's maintaining those elements of animation. It's always my goal, at least. I think I'm fairly successful at it. There we go. Gotta make sure I get that little tree trunk too. And there's some Ishgardian trees. Let's go ahead and duplicate this, give it a little bit of a blur for the snow. A little bit of a soft light. And then I'm going to give you guys a tiny bit of texture by going noise, add noise, image adjustment, hue and saturation, brighten you up a little bit. And then we're going to color this line ever so slightly. I just want them to fade into the background a little bit. And then File, Save As, PNG, Ishgard Trees. Save that. Oh, I will. I'll say hi to Hornet for you. Okay. So, see a grumpy old man's face in the middle tree? Oh god, it kind of does. Alright. I think... Let's check. Let's check how they look first and foremost. So I'm going to go copy merged. And then... add them in here. Oh yeah. Those are gonna be fucking beautiful. Those are gonna be some boss ass trees. That's the stuff of legends. Where'd you go, tree? Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna be able to make some forests out of this. That's some good looking trees. Okay, boys and girls. I'm hungry. You guys are probably hungry. I super appreciate everyone that came out tonight. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for saying hi. Sorry if I missed anybody when they left during the stream earlier. But that's all for today. We'll be back. I think we'll be back Friday. I think Friday is when we're gonna go and we're gonna finish this one. I really believe that I think Friday's gonna be it. We should be able to. The trees are done. I'm just gonna have to place them. A little bit of snow stuff to fix, and we'll be done with this bad boy. So have a good night, everybody. I still have not fixed the credits because I'm a nerd, but thank you to everyone who cheered. Have a good night, everybody. I will see you later. Beep, bop, a boop.